Hey everybody, welcome to the fourth and final video on my series on rebuilding the John Deere mower deck. In the last few videos I covered a few rebuild items such as rebuilding the deck spindles. Today's video is going to focus on how to retrofit your deck for a power flow system. For those of you not familiar with the power flow system, that's this unit here, which is a unit that's powered off of the deck pulley, as you can see. And what that does is help the mower deck push any debris, leaves, things like that into a bagger or a material collection system. You can still easily find the instruction sets for how to install these systems. I'll actually include a link to that in the video description for the 38, 46, and 50-inch mower decks. The problem that you'll run into trying to retrofit one of these is that you don't have the templates that would normally have come with those instructions. So instead of just slapping on the templates to tell you where to drill your holes for the mounting brackets, you're kind of left to figure that out for yourself. So to get around that problem, what I recommend you do is go ahead and put the brackets onto the power flow head and then slide the whole thing onto the deck and see where the holes line up once you have the power flow head where it needs to be. This includes this bracket here as well as the one that's on the other side. Then once you mark the holes, you can pull everything back off, drill the holes, mount the brackets themselves, and then slide the power flow unit right back on. You also notice that I still have the deck chute installed even with the power flow head. I really don't usually see that. Most of the time it seems like the deck chute gets taken off and left off. And believe it or not, they're actually designed to be able to have it left on like I showed here. And the reason that I decided to do that is just in case I'd like to mow with the mower deck without the power flow on, which may happen occasionally. I want to be able to have the deck chute already mounted up and ready to go. There's also an additional bracket that I don't usually see with the used kits for sale, and that's this one right here, and that's for a stop for the deck chute. Once you've installed the stack pulley that I installed in the previous video, the last thing you really have left to do is to modify the top cover to be able to accommodate that higher pulley. This is another one of those things as part of the installation that would have had a template. Again, you won't likely have that template available to you when you're doing your installation. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error to get that right, but you basically put the cover on top as best as you can, and sort of eye up and mark where you think they would give you enough clearance for the pulley and the belt. So make sure you give yourself enough clearance for the belt to be taken off and on with the cover installed. That way, when you want to remove or install the head, you can do that without removing the cover. Whenever I cut out my cover, I sort of looked at the instructions, tried to eyeball it as best as I could to make it look as close to what I could see in the picture, and then I just sort of fine-tune it with a grinder from there to make sure everything cleared. It also might be a good idea to put some edging around where you cut out on the deck cover. I think the original kits also came with something like that, but again, you're not going to have that with your parts most likely. You should be able to find something at your local auto parts store or hardware store that would work just fine. There's also a guard that came with these kits that went over the pulley and the belt right here. I don't have one. I haven't been able to locate one yet. And so that's something to consider if you wanted to install that or not. Or if you came with your kit, I'd recommend doing it. It's probably a good idea just to make sure that nothing gets tangled up in the belt while you're mowing. Alright guys, that's the end of the video series on rebuilding this deck. I hope the videos were helpful, and I'll see you on my next videos. Thanks for watching.